Okay, class, how are you doing? Today I'm going to be showing you how to complete your KNES 205 Excel gradebook. And what we're first going to do, we're going to go to the gradebook right here. And the first thing I'm going to do is, which I'm going to go ahead and get out the way, is that I'm going to go ahead and insert my header. And what you're going to do is you're going to go to this tab where it says insert and come over here where it says header and footer. Gonna click on that. I'm just gonna go ahead and type my name and class that I'm in. Oops. Okay, now we're done with that. And as you can see, it's pretty much on every page. All right, that's it with that. And what you're gonna do to get back to normal screen? Oops, wrong one. You're gonna go to View, and you're gonna go to this tab right here where it says Normal, and your normal screen is just gonna pop up. Boom. There you go. All right. And now, since I got that out the way, I'm going to go ahead and start working on my grade book, working on my table, my chart. And the first thing we're going to do is that I'm going to go ahead and put all this in alphabetical order. So what first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and go to Jack Lennon. I'm going to click on his name. I'm going to highlight this whole chart across and up until an extra credit. I'm gonna go, then you're gonna scroll up and you're gonna go right here where it says sort and filter. Gotta click on that. You're gonna go to sort A to Z, and that's gonna place you in normal alphabetical order. And as you see, the numbers switch along with them. That's why you have to highlight the whole, the whole table, because you just highlight the names. The name will switch up, and then the scores will pretty much stay right where they are, and you're gonna have students with different scores, and it won't be correct like it should be. So you just have to highlight the whole bar. All right. Now that that's out the way, we're gonna go ahead and start working on the numbers. So the first thing we're gonna do is that we're gonna work on the quiz average. And right here where it says total points, basically what we're going to be doing is in these yellow lines, we're just going to be putting the total points that they have, that they can possibly earn for these assignments. So right here where it says average, we're going to click on that. And what we're going to do is we're going to go over here where it says auto and sum, and we're going to click on that. As you can see, this whole uh, column right here is highlighted across from B3 to F3, and it's already in there. And what we're going to do is after that happens, we're just going to click enter, and these are the total amount of points they can earn from their quizzes. Now we're going to pretty much do the same thing with the students, except when we put in their score, we're also going to divide by the total amount of points they had on this quiz, which would be 200. So we're basically just going to kind of do the same thing, just adding a minor little step. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to go to Stewart, and we're going to highlight Stewart's average quiz. We're going to highlight this box, and we're going to go to auto sum. Now, as you can see, his whole box is highlighted, from B4 to F4. And what we're going to do is we're going to add a step right here, but you have to manually do it. So we're going to go in a box. We're going to click after the close parentheses, and we're going to divide by 200. So we're going to click divided by 200, and that's this whole column, the points, all of the points added up that he's earned, divided by the total possible points he could have had for the quiz. And we're going to press equal, and that's the total. That's his average grade for his quizzes. And it's right now it's in general. If I were to switch it to percentage, it'll be 45%. But we're just gonna stay right here in general. So this is his average for his quizzes, which is 45.45. Now we're basically going to do the same thing for everybody going all the way down. But since we don't want to do that, take all the time out to just doing all of them individually, we're just going to go right here by Stewart for 0.45, and we're going to scroll to the edge of this corner until you see this black cross, and it's going to have this little green box right here. And we're going to put our arrow on that green little box, and once our arrow turns to this black cross, we're going to click it, and we're just going to scroll all the way down until we get to Danica, which is the last person in the class, and we're going to let it go, and it averages out all of the quiz grades for us by just scrolling it down. So that just takes out all the hard work that we have to do with that. And we're basically going to do kind of the same thing for the test. We're going to go to average, auto sum, I'm sorry. Going to go to average, click on auto sum. It's going to highlight this whole box. But with the test, we're not going to highlight it all the way through because we don't have any scores for the students for rock climbing. So what we're going to do is we're just going to highlight volleyball through soccer. Oh, let me just try that again. All right, so we're going to highlight volleyball through soccer. And we're going to stop right before we get to rock climbing. And we're also going to have to add bowling and participation. So instead of like clicking plus like we would normally do when we're adding something, in Excel it's much simpler. So all we would have to do is just press comma and go to bowling and just highlight bowling from participation all the way down. And it's going to be included right here where it says L3 and M3. And we're just going to click enter. And that's the total amount of points they can have for the quiz, for the test, which is 500. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do the same thing as we did for our quiz. We're going to average out their test scores for right here. And what we're going to do is going to go to this box right here, just do the same thing. Going to go to auto sum, and we're going to highlight from H4 all the way down to M4. And you can highlight it all the way across through here because they really don't have any scores for rock climbing. So you can just highlight it all the way through here. Unlike where it has the total points, it does have possible 100 points for rock climbing. But that's why we skipped over that because we did the 100 include. But since there aren't any scores right here, you can just highlight going across. All right, and once you do that, you're going to do the same thing like we did for quizzes. You're going to manually divide it. So we're going to click past the close parentheses and divide it by 500. And Stewart's average for his test scores is 87%, which is just about things. Since we don't want to fill out everybody's going all the way down, we're just going to let the computer do the hard work for us. Going to scroll to the corner until you see a black cross. We're just going to scroll all the way down, and everybody's average is just going to pop up for their test scores. Okay, and now what we're going to do now, we're going to add all the total points that everyone's had in the class. Okay, so with this one, We're going to go to the total points column, and the answer is not 250. That's just I don't know why that's there, but the answer is not 250. What we're going to add is we're going to add the total amount of quiz points and test points. So we're going to add that, going to auto sum that, and we're going to click on quiz, the total amount of quiz points, comma, plus the total amount of test points, which is 500. And then we're going to click enter, and these are the total amount of points they can have in a class. Now, here's kind of the tricky part a little bit. Now we're gonna add the extra credit points. We didn't add the extra credit points right here because it didn't need to be included with the quiz and the test points. It's just like bonus points that you would add after everything's done for the class. So right here is where we're gonna start adding the extra credit points. So we're gonna kind of basically do this kind of the same thing, but not kind of the same thing, but except we're not going to use anything right here. We're going to use the columns that we had before. So we're going to go to Stewart. We're going to highlight his total points box, and we're going to click auto sum, and we're going to highlight his box from B4 all the way to F4. All right, and we're going to click comma, and then we're going to add all his scores from his test points from H4 all the way to M4. And we're going to click comma one more time, and now we're going to add his extra credit. But since I can't get to it right here because column P is just taking all the space, I'm just going to manually add it. And you can see that it's in an O column, and we already know which number he's on because it's on number 4. So we're going to go manually put 04, and now it's already included, and we're just going to click enter, and these are the total amount of points that Stewart has in the class along with his extra credit. Now we're just going to do the same thing. Scroll to the corner until we see a black bar, scroll all the way down to Danica, and get everybody else's score without doing it all individually by hand. Okay, all right, now we're gonna do the class GPA, or do I want to do the average? I think we're gonna let's just go ahead and do the class average. Just go ahead and get that out the way. All right, so for the class average, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go down right here where it says class average. We're gonna click on that bar right there, and we're gonna go to auto sum, but except we're not gonna do sum, we're gonna do class average. So we're gonna click on average, and this whole column is gonna highlight. But we don't want this whole column to highlight. We just wanted the students' scores. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna click on Stewart, and we're gonna scroll all the way down to the Nika, and that is already included in this column, B4 to B13. And we're just gonna press enter, and that's the class average for the quiz 1 test scores. And we're gonna do the same thing as we did for these columns, but except we're just gonna go across, so we won't have to not manually, but do each column class average. So we're just going to click on class average right here for quiz 1. Scroll to the corner again till you see the black cross. Click it, hold it, and drag it all the way across to total points. Let that go, and there you go. The class average from quiz 1 all the way through to the test. So that's pretty much it for that. And we're just going to go ahead and go to test. This is 0.88. We're going to go ahead and put that in percentage because we don't want to be different from the rest of the column. So we're just going to go ahead and put that in percentage. All right. Okay. All right. Now, what we're gonna do now is, now we're gonna do the class GPA. All right. And how we're gonna do this is that we're gonna go right here where it says GPA, and we're gonna do auto sum, but we're gonna use the total points that the students earn divided by the total amount of possible points they have. So we're gonna click on the total amount of points that they have and divide it, and we're gonna manually put in the bar. We're gonna divide it by 700, and that's gonna get us a 78. So Stuart has a 78 in the class. And we're going to do the same thing like we've been doing for everything else. Scroll to the corner of the box to see the black arrow and scroll all the way down. And this is the class average, class GPA throughout the class. All right. Okay. And now that that's taken care of, just make sure that's right. All right, that is right. Okay. That is right. We're gonna go ahead and put that in percentage as well. All right. Okay. So now that we have everything completed in our chart, now we're gonna go ahead and add the filters for it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go right here to where it says assignment name, and we're gonna highlight it all the way across until total points. And we're going to add the filter. So we're going to go right here where it says sort and filter. We're going to click on that, and we're going to scroll to where it says filter. Going to click on that, and there you see these little arrows pop up right here in the corner of them. Those are the filter arrows, and you click on that, and you basically do the same thing like we did before. Put it in A to Z, or Z to A, set it by color. Any way you want to put it, you can. This is how you can do it by the filter. So now we've added our filter. All right, and now what we're gonna do, which is the last step, we're gonna go ahead and add our chart. So all right, so now what we're gonna do is, before we pick a chart, we're gonna have to highlight the whole bar, the whole chart, because we want our information included as well before we pick the chart. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna highlight from a class, from assignment name all the way down to the total points, and we're not going to include the GPA. All right. So once we do that, I'm sorry, we go from highlight Stewart all the way down to total points. Okay, now once we do that, we're going to go to insert, and then we're going to click on our charts. And the best option would be to use a bar chart or a column chart. So we're going to click that, pick a chart to click. Choose a chart. And I think this one right here is good enough. Yeah, we're just going to go with, we're just going to go with the 2D. We're going to go with the 2D chart. That's what I'm going to go with, because that's why I can see my best results at. And we're going to give the chart a name. So we can just call it KNES 205. Excel, oops, Excel Gradebook. All right, and now you can see all the information that is included. Just gonna make that a little bit bigger. All right, now you can see all the information that's included with the students. And we're gonna do one more step for these numbers right here. You can't really tell what they're talking about. So right here, we're gonna go to select data. And right here, we're gonna go to horizontal. This is where the numbers are. And we're gonna edit that. And now we're gonna click from where it says assignments name. Gonna click on that and we're gonna highlight it all the way down until the total points. And we're gonna click OK. And now that's added for in our chart. So now you can tell what these numbers actually mean that are being highlighted like that. All right. And we're going to go ahead and scroll down. I'm going to go ahead and place the chart at the bottom. Oops. I don't know what just happened there. All right. I'm going to scroll our chart down. If it comes on. All right. Okay. No, too far. All right. Okay. And that's just about all you have to do. And that's it. And that's how you complete your KNES 205 Gradebook tablet. All right. Thank you guys for your time and enjoy your day.